Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play TPP. This is Slow, and yeah, let's not go there already. No idea who that is, by the way, but any case, the entirety of this video is just essentially sweeping out as many trainers as we can, and for that reason I've decided to use this as the episode where I'm going to rant about Generation 5, aka Black and White, or and if you will. Now, after emulating it a couple of times and then eventually getting my DS out of wherever was hidden at home and buying it by handing in Halo Reach and Black Ops because, well, I can't play those games much anymore due to my terrible internet. But after playing through it, it's peculiar in a few ways. One of those would be, I would consider this Black and White to be by far the most noob friendly of the games ever. I mean, they changed it so that lower levels get exponentially more experience. Hell, they even give you a lucky egg just to... I don't even know why. Aside from the fact that I am aware that you... excuse me. Coke, it does that to people. But as I was saying, you can't take items over from Generation 4 onto Black and White, so they have to figure out ways to put all the items on there. And they thought it was wise to give you the lucky egg during the main campaign, which essentially makes the entire leveling up process hilariously easy. The battles aren't really that hard either, with the one exception of the last gym, which I'm going to rant about in a moment. Pretty much everything is very straightforward, and you could do most of the gym simply by out-muscling instead of being forced to use a type advantage to your, well, advantage really. But adding on to the new friendliness of it, they also made other changes, like there is infinite TMs, so once you get one you can use it as many times as you want to, which is kind of ridiculous really, but they counter that by making them very hard to find at places, and when you have to buy them they're particularly expensive. Another change they did, which I've only just remembered, is the much less required use of HMs to progress in the game. Now, after you get the first gym, you will need to acquire and use Cut, but outside of that one occurrence, there's literally no need to use any other TMs at all. Like, you don't need to surf anywhere in order to progress in the game, only to acquire certain items if you wish to. And it doesn't even tell you in the badge descriptions that you can use a HM by getting that badge, so it's all just a case of when you get the move you can use it. But during the main campaign, like, you can finish Elite 4 and literally only have 4 HMs in your inventory and not even have to use any of them. And because of the whole fast forwarding of leveling, as I would call it, the campaign is overall extremely short, to the point where I actually managed to get all 8 gym badges within 12 hours flat, and 4 hours later I had finished the Elite Four and defeated the final oh shit plot twist moment at the end there. And that's going to bring me on to the annoyances of the game, which is essentially a very poorly designed final gym and the final battle section. Now, in the final gym, which is essentially the dragon gym of the game, the puzzle there is extremely poorly designed, to the point where literally if you get so far into it, it is completely impossible to retreat out and go to the centre to heal anything. Your only option is literally to just push forwards with what you have, which is completely unacceptable, I would say. And as I was saying before, the final battle is also very stupid in that, well, I won't spoil it in too much, but at some point you have to catch the legendary associated with your storyline. So for me it was Reshi because I had black, and I managed to get it in 2 balls, which is fair enough, but literally as soon as you catch it, you're immediately forced into another battle, which is against End, which is probably the best battle in the entire game, considering you're both starting with the legendaries, because it forces you to start with Reshi even if you had something else at the start. I mean, you don't even get a chance to change the order of your party. But that gets into where the annoyances is with what I'm trying to get over here, which is you have no opportunity at all to check if the nature of Reshi or Zek is any good whatsoever, because as soon as you finish the end battle, you're instantly forced into a battle against the true final boss, and as soon as you finish the battle against the true final boss, you go straight into the credits roll and the game saves. Now, if you're only minorly into the series, then I can understand that may not be too much of an issue, but for me, who's been aware of the existence of competitive battling ever since Gen 3, and has essentially been making armies since Fire Red, but never been able to play online due to, well, not really having much in the way of a will to play online really. I just made things that did stuff but never bothered to employ them properly. But as I've probably lost you in that, I'll just say that the fact that you can't have no opportunity at all to check the nature of Reshi, considering that in battle you can't check it at all in comparison to the likes of previous games, that's an unbelievably retarded decision on Game Freak's behalf. And once you do defeat that section, then it was literally like, okay, there's a section on the map where it's basically an O-ring with a bunch of cities around it, but during the campaign you only go around the left hand side and not the right, which is weird. Not only that, but the levels of the things on the right hand side once you defeat the thing are literally level 65, and the highest level in the final battle was 54. So enough ranting. Oh shit, the video's over already.